Really?
Yeah, it's a PcChips board. I couldn't believe it either. Look at the size of this thing here.
Too bloody close.
Doesn't anyone know how to drive anymore?
Captain, I've got a transmission coming in.
What?
Oh, the sun's gonna shine.
Oh, it's doing that again. Oh, no.
Just hit it.
Problem solved.
Approaching beige planet. Approaching beige planet.
It's nice to be home again.
T-5 and counting. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Escape to DOS.
Oh, it's good to get that helmet off. After a long voyage to the pale blue dot, and specifically Romania, and I know what you're thinking. But get that Hollywood bullshit out of your mind. The truth is, this is the real Romania. And they love retro hardware just as much as everyone else. But with all these incomplete projects on this channel, and hey, where are you going? Oh, I see. Well, this is the reason why we have this package all the way from Romania. We'll get to that shortly. But first, we've got no choice, but we have to do an unboxing. So here's the story. About 5 years ago, I bought 3 computers when I was first getting into this. A Pentium 1, a Pentium 3, and a questionable 486. The first 2 worked flawlessly, whereas the 486 board would post, but it wouldn't go past post. The CPU cooler was glued to the chip. I found out the hard way that you need to reinsert it in the correct orientation. It took me months to find another chip, and when I finally did, I still could not get that board, the one hanging on the wall, to function correctly. Of course, the seller told me that the CPU was untested, so I didn't even know if that chip was functioning. Turns out it was the keyboard connector and the cache. And while I was removing it from the case so many times, I bent the transistors on the one side over and managed to touch the leads together. It's never worked 100%, and this is why I've got this board. The PcChips M915i. And I know what you're saying. In your mind, you're saying PcChips. Junk. Notorious junk. Even this board is known for having fake cache chips. But this is version 2.1 and it has socketed cache chips, so we can guarantee that we're putting real cache chips in this thing. And the seller kindly wrote in English, boot OK 0323 with a DX4 100 chip. And very shortly, that's what we're going to find out, if indeed it will post. Now, back to what we were discussing before. This board. This annoying, aggravating, mind-breaking board. Exactly the same except for one minor detail. The stickers that are on the chipset. That's PcChips on the brand new board and Fugu Tech on the old stupid board. The only other difference is that brown VLB slot, and that was because I replaced that because the original one was damaged. Also, you notice the sticker pulled off the BIOS chip because I reprogrammed that with the latest BIOS and made no difference. The Fugu Tech board doesn't work with 3.3 volts, and I'm hoping with this new board I'm able to figure out what is wrong with the old one. So if you were with me during the 386 reincarnation, it comes out of the test rig and in goes the PcChips board. Okay, here we go. So the first thing I notice is there's a bit of corrosion on the RAM slots. I give those a thorough spray, splash a little on the power connection. With my original 486 board, I got this Diamond Speedstar Pro VLB card. And digging into my 486 CPU collection, bypassing the 33 megahertz chips, the 66 megahertz chips, we're going straight for, yeah, you guessed it, the DX4 100. Ooh! Of course, you probably know this already, but there it is. That's what you got to make sure you do. Line up that little dot with the notch in the chip, and the ceramic is notched right there. There are 4 ways you can put that chip in. 3 of them are wrong, 1 of them is right. Next thing to make sure is the jumpers. And with this board, there are a lot of them. That's why I use the goofy highlighter pen, because when you're looking from the board back to the page to the board, it is so easy to look in the wrong spot. But I have reconfigured this board so many times when I was trying to get the first one to work. It's not as daunting a task as it seemed the first time I had to do it. And thanks to the retro web, I once again have plenty of documentation. There's drivers, there's BIOS images, there's manuals, you name it. So this is a 3.3 volt CPU, and that's set correctly. There are all my reconfigured jumpers. There's pretty much nothing left to do other than hit that power switch. We've got video, we've got a monitor hooked up. I've just turned the power on to my power supply. Okay, with the post card. Here we go. Nothing. So that was a fail, so I decided to try the DX266 chip. Oh, okay. And we appear to be stuck. So I tried another stick of RAM, and there we go. It is beginning to post. There it is. Fantastic. This board is a go. 2 sticks of RAM. Same thing. We got a post. And nice. Now we have 8 megs of RAM. Okay. DX4 100. Here we go. Does it work? I was never able to get this chip to work with the Fugu Tech board, and until now, I have never seen this happen. It works. Wasn't a waste of money, wasn't a waste of time. Let's do some more testing. Excellent.
No more loneliness, only happiness. Love's gonna